Welcome to another episode of Random Ish with Sandra. How you doing? Let me get the hair out of my face. What's happening with you? How you going? You good? You not good? Well, let me tell you, this episode is going to be all about us changing our energy, okay? Right? I do feel like it is a very yesterday was 11/11, right? So a lot of people say that that's like a super manifesting time. Now, I don't come after me. I personally feel like all the time is a manifesting time because technically time is an illusion. We don't even know the actual date or time or nothing because we done made it up. Man made up the concept of time and then made up the calendar. So so I personally like to believe that every day is a manifesting day, but with our agreed upon calendar, 11/11 is a very special day. So I hope that you were able to like get in some self-love and think about new beginnings. That's what they say that the time period is all about, right? And we certainly seem to be going through some new beginnings right now. So today, let's talk about changing our energy. I also want to talk about the crazy solar happenings that have been going on this year. Because there's a part of me that is like, yo, is everything happening because it's supposed to be happening? Like, are there some, like, prophecy things happening? Like, because some of this stuff is just, And I also wanted to kind of share why I started Manifest Beauty. I mean, I think I've shared it before, but sometimes I don't think I share it often enough. Actually, okay, so I'm I'm talking with a lot of mentors and people who have, done the dang thing, and they're like, you need to share your story more. So we will. And what else we'll talk about? Food allergies. We got into that just a little tiny bit the last episode, but I really wanted to touch in with that, and hopefully we will be contacting and chatting with a lovely person who is doing something about food allergies for folks. So all of that good stuff, plus the nerd in me, we got to talk about that, and I got the random question. It's all happening right here. I don't care, come on, man. I can't stand, come on, man. Come on, stand, my bed. I am so excited about Prom Reboot. Listen, friends, we got a little something going on. So Manifest Beauty Entertainment, been doing this since 2009, right? And I've been figuring it out, letting it mold into what exactly it's going to be. Although I had like these visions, I had these dreams that we would have the Manifest Your Beauty Fest and like take it around the world, right? So we're still working on that, and I'm like, I got to have more events than just like one annual thing, right? So something I like to do is get dressed up and go outside. I love to walk around in sweats and sneakers, right? But I also love to get dressed up. And so I do feel like I need some place to go to get dressed up. Like I got a family member who, honey, she throws it down to go to the grocery store. Do you understand what I'm saying? I need like an occasion. Like I want to have like a whole, ooh, I'm wearing an outfit, doing my beat. Like, I want a whole occasion. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who was like, my wife and I were always like looking for something to do because when you have the kids and you're living that like family life and you got to like good life, let's keep it real. It's a little boring. Just saying. Because you go to work, you come home, yeah, you do things with your family. There's lots of laughs. There's lots of love. But, when you're living that good family life, it's a little boring, So looking for something to do, put it on your calendars now, put it in your mind. May 3rd, Prom Reboot. And what is so great is that the other day I was watching the Golden Bachelorette. Okay. Can we talk about the Golden Bachelorette for just a hot second? first and foremost, love that ABC is doing that, okay? Because why? For why? Why would we think that, people of a certain age aren't getting it in? We've heard rumors about people and what's going on in the nursing homes. We've heard the rumors. And these golden age folks are not in nursing homes, and they are giving, I feel like, a new, refreshing look into what dating could be like in your 60s, for if you have not found your one, or if you've already found your one and you lost your one. I enjoy watching it. I liked the first guy. I like this one. I'm trying to figure out who they're going to have for The Bachelor. I really want them to have, I forgot his name, the prom king dude. The prom king guy? Yeah, with the feathers on his chest. He's hot. Yeah, he's a good-looking gentleman. He should be the next Bachelor, or the girl who was on The Bachelor. I think her dad's name was Mark, right? Or that guy. The guy whose kid was on The Bachelor, or he should be on there. One of the two. I'm just saying, I think that would be great. I really would like for them to have a person of color for the next Bachelor. That would be amazing and fantastic and wonderful. If you have not watched that show, I think you should. Because I like easygoing shows, Granted, it does take you on a little bit of a roller coaster. I was upset about her and the French guy not working out. But I'm going to be honest with you. I was like, damn, Sandra. I feel like I just got a lesson with that. And she got one too. That we like the exciting guy. The exciting guy is not always ready, right? So sometimes you got to leave the exciting guy alone. Have a little fun, but don't count on the super exciting guy. You need somebody who's exciting and balanced at the same time. Exciting and dull. I know that's an oxymoron. I know that doesn't exactly go together, but I'm a walking contradiction. I'm kind of looking for my match. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Getting back to what I was talking about, Prom Reboot. One of the episodes for the Golden Bachelor, they had them go to their senior prom. And I was like, see. And it was great to hear the stories from the gentlemen who were like, the guy who I'm talking about, Prom King, didn't get to go to his prom. The only black kid in an all-white school, and he had a date, and then she didn't show up, and he carried that his whole life, And so Prom Reboot is not just about healing us ladies, but it's also giving guys a second chance. So May 3rd, 2025, you can go to manifestbeautyshop.com and get your tickets ahead of time, pay over time. So then, kind of like set it and forget it type of a deal, or you can get them on eventbrite.com. Prom Reboot taking place at the Rain. Very excited, very excited, very, very, very excited. Speaking of excited, I don't know what is happening with 2024, okay? Like, Cat Williams told us, we have had a crazy year. There's just been so much that has gone down, like with celebrities and the news, the election, just everything. But did you know that the sky has also been going insane? It's time for the nerd in me. Get the hair out of your lip. The nerd in me. All right, so something that I found very interesting. I was on IG, as we all are, always scrolling all of the time, right? And one of my friends is into astrology, and she was saying that it was like a very important time with the 1111 portal, and that there was so much going on. And I had thought about the other day, our last episode actually, I had mentioned that I forgot that we had that total eclipse this year. I mean, so much has happened with lifing, that some of the dope things that have happened in the universe we have completely not been able to pay attention to because, did he do it? But there was the total eclipse that happened. When was that? That was in April. We also had the lunar eclipse what is this? An annual solar that happens. We didn't get to see that one, right? The partial eclipse. There's been meteor showers. The northern lights, okay? Being able to see them here in Connecticut. I'm mad because I was outside and I was looking with my just regular, eyes. And I saw that the sky looked different, but apparently northern lights, you actually have to take pictures and video to really be able to see them. So Mother Nature, if we can get another opportunity over Connecticut, that would be amazing. And then also another meteor shower is happening. I think it's the Geminoids, December 13th. So I was just kind of like wondering, right? I remember back in I don't know, it was like 2011 or something like that. We were doing all of this studying like astroscience, and it was saying how the universe is like growing and moving and that we're shifting, like our place in the universe is kind of changing. And I'm just wondering if that has anything to do with all of the crazy shit that has been happening in everybody's lives. It's like a super fertile time for new beginnings and for craziness to end. So I don't know about you, but I feel like we need to take this opportunity, whether it's that we need to use the electricity that's out there, in the planets, but I feel like this is a time where we need to use some alchemy and change our energy. I feel like there's in my life, what the is been like is how I've been kind of feeling, but at the same time I'm like, right? Very much living that meme of the entrepreneur's life where one week you're like, woohoo, a $2,000 day. And then the next week you're like, oh, I have nothing. Then it goes 3 weeks and you're like, where's my next thing coming from? And then all of a sudden you get another set. Yeah. So it's very up and down. I'd like for it to be more steady, but that is a whole nother conversation. What I do think is, I know what I'm experiencing in my life is hate to admit it, but I have settled in a lot of areas. And it's not that I wanted to settle. What I've noticed is that in order to make room, and I don't know who else needs to hear this right now, but in order to make room for those new things that you want, especially if you've been holding on tightly to things in your past, boy, the universe sure does have a way of making you drop that thing you was holding on to. Come on now. I feel like I just had church with myself for a second. So, I mean, I have been looking at it like that. So that's how we've got to change our energy, right? There's a hopeless feeling that is out there for a lot of people. And with my Nerd in Me segment, I want to remind us of all of the spectacular things that are happening out there in the universe that we've got no control over, right? We just got to hope that no meteor kind of hits Earth and just, everybody's up in smoke. There's things that are cycles, so to speak. There are set appointments, divinely in the cosmos that happen, we saw 2 comets that you'll never see again for 80,000 years, right? So this is what I'm saying. Set divine appointments that are happening that we probably are not even aware of until it then happens, right? And hopefully, if you have been able to work on your energy, and by doing that, getting out in nature, taking care of yourself, self-love is great. I don't always mean like doing your nails and buying yourself, items by self-love, Sometimes self-love looks like just laying down, just reading a book. Sometimes self-love is just resting, watching a good movie, It doesn't always have to cost you money in order for you to show yourself some self-love. But I do think that it's important to get that time in so that you can hear the impulses and the actions to take that will lead you further down the road that you are traveling on. And right now is, again, with a lot of people feeling very helpless, this is the time for us to do that. Rest, get that self-love in, take a little bit of time. Now, I don't think we should grieve. I know that might be an unpopular opinion. I don't think we should grieve. I think that we need to rest, recharge, and see that small steps have been made and get ready for this new beginning. I know it seems scary. I know. But if any of this manifesting is true, if any of this quantum reality is true, if any of this, hologram simulation thing is true, then we got to unplug, detach, change our energy, and keep focused on the change that we want to see by being it. Just saying. Okay, now, what's going on with you? Appreciate you hanging out with the sis, listening to me rant and all of that good stuff. I would appreciate it if you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I don't think I've ever, in all of the episodes that I have I ever actually told you to tell a friend about my podcast? Love to promote everybody else but myself. It's insane, and I am changing that. So I know I've been saying that actually for years. I've been getting better. Haven't you noticed? Like, I'm doing more self-promotion, and I think that it's been working out for us, sis. Yep. But anyways, like I said, tell a friend about Random-ish with Sanja. I would appreciate it. We have guests on here sometimes. Sometimes I'm just sitting here talking and letting you know what's happening in my world. Sometimes talking about what's going on in the big world. We're always being a little encouraging and uplifting, talking about manifesting our great lives, right? And and the nerd in me and the random question, which we have to get to here in just one moment. I think I got a couple of minutes left. So we were talking about last time the allergies. Remember I was telling you that I went and got a allergy test. Now, I find it extremely crazy interesting. This is that synergistic impulse manifesting beauty energy that I'm always talking about. Is that when I was a trainer and was learning all about like food and nutrition and everything like that, I naturally stopped eating a lot of foods, right? And I was feeling great. Like, I had way more energy. I was feeling great, but I was still having like some issues, unbeknownst to me, because, the whole gluten thing, when I was a trainer, I think that the whole gluten issue wasn't really, like, nobody was really talking about that. I feel like the gluten thing is kind of fairly new, right? Like 2016 type of a deal, 2015. Anyways, I am very, very interested in knowing what is going on with our bodies and how we are, even though we're the same, but we're all different, like the snowflake. I can eat something that my daughter can't eat. My daughter can't eat something that, can eat something that I can't eat, and how that all works together. The interesting thing is though, as a trainer, and I was really, really deep into my studies and everything, at that period in time, I hadn't written the books yet. I was still like making sure I wasn't crazy type of a deal. And looking back on it, I'm like, wow, I was following the impulses and not eating the foods that I was allergic to. And I looked great and felt great, except for the whole gluten thing, right? And I remember watching the Kardashians, and remember when Kourtney was getting into the I want to not eat the gluten, and Scott was kind of like, what the hell, you've been eating sandwiches for years, like you just ate this sandwich 6 months ago, what the hell, and I remember being a watcher of that show and being like, what the heck is wrong with that girl? Yeah, like, how are you just eating something and now it's an issue, you don't want to eat it anymore? And I get it, because you do feel totally different with the foods. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because I want to know, and we're gonna go get some food allergy people who are working towards making foods with less allergens or whatever. We're gonna talk to some folks because I want to know why does all healthy food, right, or not all? Let me not generalize. I'll say majority of the food that's supposed to be healthy still contain allergens, right? Like before I went and got the allergy test, I knew that I needed to stay away from nuts, and every time you go and try to pick up a protein, any dang thing, it's always made with a freaking nut, and I really would like to know why is everything made with the same things? I mean, I know we got the conspiracy thoughts and everything like that, but yeah, food companies, can we do something about that? I know there's a dessert company that we had at the Manifest Your Beauty Fest, and they are indeed doing something because I was like, yay, I'm so happy to have you guys. Oh, I still can't eat nothing. So glad to know that there are companies that are moving towards that direction, and we will definitely be conversating more along that subject because I feel like there are people that are experiencing things and taking medications when I'm not a doctor and I'm not giving out medical advice or anything like that, but I'm just saying I think that there are things that there's other reasons, other things that people could be exploring. However, if you're like, boo, I don't give a damn about this gluten allergy, I'm still finna eat cake, well then, I do understand, boo. I do understand, and I do feel you because, no, can't eat shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Sometimes I do ask myself, is it really worth it? I mean, a little stomach bloat, you know what I'm saying? Girl, eat that piece of cake. Anyway, all right, let's get into our random questions since we are wrapping up and coming towards the end. I am screaming at this question right here. All right, so can you see it? Dun, dun, dun. So the interesting thing is that this did recently happen, has been recently happening. And here's the thing, right? The old Sanja, okay, right? I don't want to say the old Sanja, but the way that my attitude was previously is that I had no problem like doing like a merry-go-round, especially if we didn't break up because like you were a complete fucking asshole, right? Like if it's just that we grew apart, or I already knew going in that this wasn't, that it was just, I was just trying to have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Like situations like that. So I feel like guys have kind of felt like that about me, that they know that I have got my eyes on the prize that is myself. And I know that I'll meet him along the way, but I'm not rushing into anything. Right. So if we stop talking, right, there's a highly likely of chance that in a year or two, you know what I'm saying, when I finally am like, you know what, I kind of haven't done anything for a while. Wait a minute now. I haven't gone out on a date, and right? And then you call, that I'll be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Let's get together. Whoop de whoop. And it's not a big deal. This is what I'm talking about with what the heck is going on with the universe. Because in 2025, I've kind of been on some like, I really don't want to settle. Okay. I don't want to give the impression, because you ever sometimes look at an ex and be like, you know what I mean? It doesn't happen very often, right? But I've got a couple in there that I nobody's supposed to know about that type of a deal, right? But I don't know. The question is, in case you couldn't read it, and you're like, what is she talking about? Would you try again with an ex? Now, I did do that once. I have done that, like I said, once, twice, 3, 4 times, right? I have done that before. And I just feel like now, probably not. Actually, let's say not, because I've been put to the test recently a couple of times and clearly felt in my heart that was the universe saying, I was just seeing if you was done. I was just seeing if you was ready to, like, get what you worth to, like, you know what I'm saying? If you really ready to play now. Just wanted to see if you was going to jump on back, going back to that familiar feeling versus taking the chance on something that makes you go, I think I want to see a little more about this, right? Like the unfamiliar, the unknown. Like I'm ready for the unknown and to explore and to have fun and to really go after the vision that I see in my head. And so the answer to that now is, yeah, probably not. If he's an ex, let him stay an ex. All right, I'm out of here. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to listen to Random Issues, like 100-something odd episodes